Okay, I'm back. I'm here in Lightroom again. I'm going to explain to you how I do HDR. It's a fairly lengthy and involved process, so I don't think I'm going to get through it all this time, but I'm certainly going to give you kind of an idea, a little quick rundown. So I've selected my 9 images. So I like to use 9. I like to get as much spread as possible that I can get through. And if you watch my histogram, and you can see where as I move through the pictures, my histogram basically moves all the way across. So that's what I watch for when I'm actually out in the field taking the pictures. I make sure that I've got everything from the left all the way to the right. Again, I said I like using 9 shots. Sometimes it's too many, but I can always go down to 7 or I can go down to 5. But if I don't take the 9, then I don't have as many pictures to work with. So that's kind of a reason why I'll take 9. It's an overkill. I don't necessarily need them all, but I kind of like taking them all. And when I do process my images, I prefer to use an odd number. I don't know why. It's just the way I do. I think it just works better that way. 2 up, 2 down, 2 below, 1 in the properly exposed, and 2 above or 2 below sort of idea. That's kind of the way I like to do it. So for now, I'm going to select all my images. Because I'm not going to select, there we go, they're all selected. And then I'm going to go export them to Photomatrix. And pop up, align all images. I was on a tripod. I'm always trying to use a tripod, so I don't have to reduce ghosting and artifacts. A lot of times I like to reduce the noise. I like to reduce chromatic abrasions. For some reason, I seem to get it, but there's ways in Photoshop to get around it, but if I can do it here, I'll get through that. If you do select reduce ghosting, Photomatrix actually has a pretty good way of doing it. It's really cool. Maybe I'll run something for you at a later date on that one, but this is what I've got. Reduce the noise, reduce chromatic abrasions, and away we go. Alright, it finally opened and we're ready to go. First thing I do is down at the bottom here, I will click on the defaults. I reset everything to default all the time. I don't use it after that. I'll close that. And if I need to look at my histogram, as you can see, it's pretty well leveled out. That's basically what we do. And hit the fit button. Okay, so everything's back. So I start on these 4 or 5 controls and I do them in order. So basically, strength is always going to 100%, almost guaranteed. So there it is, refreshed. Again, it's just a matter of, like anything else, just a matter of playing. So you know what? There's no harm in going right to the left. Don't like it, right to the right. Don't like it. It's just a matter of playing until you get the right settings you're looking for. I try to get it 70% completed. That's all. Still going to have to do some work with it in Photoshop. It's almost guaranteed. Something I really often watch along with luminosity, I kind of like things contrasty. So I watch my black points often as well. So a lot of times I'll bounce back and forth between luminosity and my black point. So there is no one size fits all. It's just a matter of getting in here and playing. And like I said, now one of the things we're going to have to take notice of, and we're going to show you this in a minute when I kind of get done here, is if I look here, We just got wicked noise going. You can just see the noise that's happening here. So that always happens in the sky. There's ways to fix that. We will walk you through that later. So we're going to leave it from here, and I'm just going to play a little bit and figure out how I want to get this finished off. Actually, you know what? Here, we'll do it this way. Because I've already done this, I've saved my settings. So my settings are, oh, those settings suck. Okay, so I'm back. I've got everything set to where I want it. And remember, the image is only about 70% done. And I mean that by 70% correct. I'm not completely satisfied with it, but overall, I'm happy with it. So, I like the color in here. I like the way this is working out. I'm liking the color that's down here. The sky sucks, but that always happens. So now I'm just going to process it. It'll take a few seconds to process, and then we can save it and move into Photoshop.